The following is an excerpt from the Brain Gain Youngstown Leadership Series. The new podcast features conversations with local leaders who are focused on building a culture of entrepreneurship and promoting workforce development.
Has your leadership style and philosophy evolved over time, or is there a certain method you use in your leadership style? You mentioned.
I'm a big follower of Stephen Covey and the 7 principles. And there's 2 that really stand out for me. One is begin with the end in mind.
Right.
So what you want to do, and then figure out how to get there, but make sure that you're all continually focused on that end goal. Mm-hmm. Then the other one is to be proactive. Mm-hmm. And so that's how I practice. That's how I live my leadership. I try to be, as the CEO or the president, you're really kind of by yourself in a way, because people say, you're the number one person, so it's hard to confer with a lot of your other senior leadership team on, to discuss certain things. But I've got a great team, and that's another sort of principle in the Good to Great book is, make sure you got the right people on board. Right. They call it right people on the bus, but
right.
And get the wrong people off the bus.
Correct. As far as proactivity, how do you encourage proactivity? So often people are afraid to make mistakes. We often learn from our mistakes. But do you sense that they're proactive, or do you have a test to give them?
They're all leaders in their own right.
Mm-hmm.
The cabinet, they're all leaders in their own right. They could all step up into this position, and that's how it should be. Mm-hmm. We want strong leaders for the organization. I want them. I'm not afraid of strong leaders, and I encourage them to come forward with issues, and rather than trying to keep them to themselves or talk to other people about them, let's get them out there and let's deal with them and move on.
Right. If you can talk about it, you can fix it.
Yeah.
That's what you hear quite often.
Yeah. And we just completed our 2025 strategic plan, and we used an organization that's consulted around the world with private corporations, universities, huge not-for-profit foundations. It's called the Balanced Scorecard Institute, mm-hmm. and they've got a consultant group. So we adopted that principle that, we have sort of 4 pillars, which is, that we're going to be learner-centric, that we're going to be program-centric, strategic partnering, and our perspectives are looking at those 4 pillars through the perspectives of financial sustainability, our stakeholders, our learners, our students, how we do our processes, and then how we do our organizational capacity building. Mm-hmm. So we developed 12 objectives out of that strategic planning, and we created a strategy map. So you start sort of at the bottom and get to the top, and the top is career preparedness. What we want to be the best at preparing our students for careers. Student success, completion, retention, persistence, and then improving our brand image, improving Eastern Gateway's image. So those 12 all go up so there's 9 that go up tiers into those top 3. And so we've got initiatives, specific plans for how we're going to get there over the next 5 years. And so we just presented it to the board, and that's our roadmap.
The interview you just watched is an excerpt from the Brain Gain Youngstown Leadership Series. The new podcast features conversations with local leaders who are focused on building a culture of entrepreneurship and promoting workforce development.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
I like a bank that's a pillar in my community.
I like a bank so cutting edge, they have a lab branch.
We are so alike.
Well, we do both bank at Farmers National Bank.
Farmers.
Stand strong.